Hey guys, Billie Becker here from beasexpert.com, and today is my final and fourth sex vlog for Sex Month here at TheRealvolution. Today we're going to be answering some viewers' questions, so let's get started. Question 1. A viewer wrote in that she has remained friends with benefits with her partner, her ex-partner, for some time, and though she's ready to move on, she can't quite do it yet because she doesn't know if anybody else will accept her body quite the way her ex-partner does. I really think that appreciation of body types starts with oneself. So if you're wanting somebody to accept your body type, I think it really needs to start with yourself. One of the things that's really helpful for me when I am uncomfortable with my body is to write things that I'm grateful for about it. So I'm grateful for my pear-shaped ass. I love my love handles, or keeping a gratitude list of the things that I'm grateful for has helped me cultivate that. Question number 2 is about penis size. And we get this question a lot. This question is mostly about, does penis size matter? What is average? What is small? Does it matter if the size is bigger when it's flaccid or when it's erect? And what's interesting about this is most people ask about penis size, but they don't actually ask about the female component of that, which is how deep the vagina is. Because just like the male anatomy, vaginas have different sizes also. Penis size is really relevant only to who you're with, to that specific partner. Some partners will like bigger or smaller. Some partners will like thicker or thinner, and it totally depends on their own personal preference, and will also depend on their anatomy. So I don't think there is such thing as a perfect size penis or too big or too small. I think it depends on who your partner is. Question number 3. Do you notice if your sex drive changes in relation to how intimate or connected you feel to others? What I hear from question number 3 is that sometimes people's sex drive changes if they've been with somebody for a long time, or that if they feel particularly connected to somebody, they want to have more sex with them. And I think that that's really natural. I think if you don't feel connected to somebody, you're likely to feel less sexually driven towards them, and vice versa. But again, I think that's dependent on everybody's personal preferences too. Question number 4. This one's about virginity, and it's probably going to be the last one that I tackle. This one is, how old were you when you lost your virginity? If you had sex with persons of different genders, how old were you your first time with each? I think virginity is a really interesting question because I think virginity is kind of defined by individuals. Some people think that virginity is only penetrative sex, so only penis and vagina. But then, how would a lesbian lose their virginity, or, how does somebody define that? It's important to accept other people's versions of virginity and what that means to them. I personally lost my virginity riding a boy's bicycle. If we're going from the very scientific term, the scientific term of virginity would be that the hymen is still in place in the vagina, which is a thin tissue that would block something from penetrating it. And I lost mine while riding a boy's bicycle. The bar was high and I fell, and I was probably 8 years old. That might be not the answer you're looking for, but that's really the scientific one. I was actually sexually active with women younger than I was with men. I think that is pretty typical in a lot of people who are exploring their sexuality at a really young age. I guess I don't really define virginity for me because it wasn't something that was important to me. I think that virginity has a really strong place in people who have cultivated a spirituality around it, or a religious purpose around it, where if you have done something more than this before marriage, then you're soiled, or that's not respectable within that religion. And that wasn't something that was really important to me. So that's not something that I've really looked at. Ooh, last question. Somebody else asked me, they had trouble orgasming, and it was a female. And they had asked me for tips and advice. And I would love to be able to answer that, but there are so many women. I can tell you that you're not alone. There's lots and lots of women who have trouble orgasming, and I think that it takes a lot more attention and detail in knowing what your personal case is in order to say how to help you. It can be anything from some childhood issue to an emotional thing, to diet and physical exercise, to stress, to trying some new technique in masturbating. I can say that the one thing that was helpful for me in finally orgasming was learning how to do it on my own, and that I couldn't orgasm with a partner until I figured out how to do it on my own. So masturbation was really important. I don't think I would have ever figured it out had I not done it on my own first. That is all of my experience, and I am so glad that I got to guest blog with TheRealvolution, and I hopefully will get to come back at some point, and I would love to see you guys all over at beasexpert.com, and until I see you again, have a lovely Sunday.